In this two-part interview, Braintree mayoral candidate Joseph Sullivan speaks with editors and reporters at the Patriot Ledger.
I think we've laid out a plan in terms of the specific ideas or goals or visions, in terms of an ABC plan, accountability, financial audit. I'm sure we'll talk about that. Beautification in terms of dressing up the town. The town's a little tired, needs some infrastructure improvements. Road reconstruction program. Core services, that's the C, the ABC piece, the core services, the commitment of core services. Just trying to get the delivery of services at a higher level, to make town hall user-friendly.
Sure, when you say implement the audit, do you mean total town-wide audit, every department down to the last dime?
Top to bottom, Jack.
That's quite an undertaking.
It will be. It'll be an opportunity for the town. This new government gives us the opportunity to look top to bottom review, recast our budget in such a way that we can look at every single dollar that we're expending. I think it's important not only in terms of establishing the right framework financially for the town, and that this level of audit I don't believe has been done before, but it's important to get to the A of the ABC plan, which is the accountability aspect of it. And so to have that responsibility to implement it and then have the credibility or the believability of the general public that, okay, that review has been done, and now we need to move forward. Now, Jack, I'm not going to say that it's not going to cost us a few dollars, but I think, again, I honestly believe in terms of consolidation and looking at the way in which we approach our town budget right now, that we're going to save money in the long run. We have quite a few people who are, operating, if you will, in the financial realm of the town, okay, with certain levels of responsibilities. What I'd like to do is pull all that information together and look at it, a consolidation of the finances and the personnel associated with the finances of the town. There are state grants available, there are federal grants available. In order to have Braintree access those grants, we're going to need someone like a grant writer, someone of that level who can seek out these dollars that are available to us. We've never done that at Braintree. So my point there is I think we can save some, or we can bring in someone with maybe $55,000, $60,000 a year and perhaps secure 10 times that amount of money.
On your accountability aspect, when you're talking about your time at the lottery, well, you left the lottery, what, in April?
No, January. After
January.
Treasurer Katie's full term.
In the numbers that are coming out now show that fiscal 07 was the first downturn for the lottery, half a year under your watch. How much responsibility do you bear for that then?
Well, I think if you look at the 3 full fiscal years that I was lottery director, we had significant growth. Treasurer Cahill and I both had a plan in order to improve lottery operations. We were able to secure some advertising money. We were able to also put out better products into the marketplace. We adjusted some of the existing games. We added to the Mega Millions game by adding Texas and California, very good population states. We grew the Mega Millions game from 10 to 12 states. We adjusted Keno in such a way that offered greater access to the game, greater value to the game. We brought in Cash Windfall, which was a new $2 game. So we adjusted the portfolio, we secured advertising money, and the number went from 889 to 912. The following year, the number went to 936. The following year, the number went to 951.
In local aid, right? Not in
net return.
In net return.
Net return local aid. So
right.
Each and every year, we went up. In the 3 full fiscal years that I had lottery, that I was the executive director of lottery. We also put out a plan where we were looking to try to create a second monitor game with Keno, with this animated horse race game, which now the legislature is more accepting of. If we were able to have done that, and I don't want to be viewed as it is. I think it's a legitimate point. We were positioning ourselves for greater growth for this past fiscal year, and the second monitor game that we wanted to put in place, which we rolled out in 05, calendar year 05, our legislature was not accepting of, and did not allow us to build upon the portfolio improvements that we had made. Consequently, we did have a bit of a downturn over this past year. Now, I'm not in a position to be critical of anyone else, okay? I'm not. I think if you look at my 3 full fiscal years at the lottery, my 3 full fiscal years of stewardship, you saw growth each and every one of those years, and I'm proud of what we've done at the lottery.
While you were at the lottery, Joe, which I believe in your experience would have been the closest to a management, a large employee-based management role. How many employees at the lottery were you able to affect efficiencies there in terms of operational expenses or find ways to do things better and do them more efficiently that you would bring that experience to the management?
It is a significant management position, about approximately 400 employees at the lottery. When Bob Crane ran the lottery, probably over 600 employees. So
those are the days.
We've had some efficiencies. We've had some efficiencies.
All with the last name Crane.
Yeah.
We had some efficiencies in terms of operations. I think we did more with less. We revamped the entire licensing program where prior to our administration, we reviewed all the way in which licensing was handled. We set up a new application process. So I think in terms of efficiencies, we did more with less. We were able to grow our budget from the standpoint of demonstrating to the legislature that we wanted to talk about our product and secure some advertising money, and we saw sales go up with that.
Did you save any money?
Do we save money?
Did you reduce the number of employees? I mean,
I know that we have, again, I could verify this for you. I think we operated with less employees than Shannon O'Brien did.
But at what cost?
Sure. Well, I think the net cost in terms of the operations was on the positive.
And I think everybody can look at the numbers and say, yes, you did a good job as steward of the lottery. There was growth, there was return, the expectations were met. Going as mayor now in a whole new situation, you're not going to have a lot of that resources available to you. You're going to be losing some money because of lottery sales reductions. All cities and towns will. It's flatted. There's not a lot of growth expectation there. Your tax base is going to, at some point, like every other city and town in this down market, going to take a hit with reevaluations. So you're not going to be able to have the kind of tax growth I think that a lot of people had in the past 6 to 7 years. You've got a $4.5 million deficit, I think, in the water and sewer department.
I don't know if it's that high, but I'll find out when I get there, hopefully. And I don't say that flippantly. It's a serious problem.
Right,
and I recognize that. But what I've been told is the figure is around $2.5 million. No, it may be worse than that.
Okay, 2.5.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. I acknowledge that. But let me just challenge you in terms of the, right now the commercial tax rate's about $13 per thousand. I believe the private tax rate is, the residential is in about the $8 area. We have a number of industrial parks up along the Granite Street corridor, and what I would like to do, as I do this, full audit, full review, is look at the way in which these revenue streams are coming in. South Shore Plaza is looking now at another expansion. Nordstrom's bringing in a new store. That would generate additional revenues as well. So I don't quarrel with you, Jack, in terms of understanding that there are limited dollars, if you will. But I do think that there are, if we can operate our budget more efficiently, if we can look at ways in which revenue is coming in, both on the commercial side as well as the residential. I'd like to keep the residential as consistent as I can. That's going to be the balance that we're going to have to create over the coming year. And I've been challenged throughout my public life. I've had to deal with some big issues, and I think if you look at my overall performance in both as a selectman, as a state representative, and also as the manager of the lottery, I think it's been a pretty good performance overall.